has to go and clean up the community. Make sure you come over here, get a vest. If you're coming to clean, get a vest, get a trash bag, and get some gloves.
Look at the team just coming in strong like always.
Let's go.
Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. Yeah. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching? Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real.
And welcome back to another episode of Real with O'Neal. I love that shit. Y'all gonna get so tired of me using this damn thing, bro. I need to add the other ad-libs that we be figuring out. This Pion one, which I think is funny. Y'all ain't gonna get that shit because it's a random. It's called C, so it's on Apple. Yeah, it's on Apple Plus, Apple TV, whatever. But it's about a world that is like 1,000 years in the future, some whatever the fuck apocalypse happened, but everyone now is blind. So you're born blind, everybody blind, and like it's been like that for like 1,000 years. So like society has become a blind society or unsighted. But it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's kind of tight actually how they do it. They naturally will do whatever. Jason Momoa is in it. But like, they made a religion out of the god flame, which is the sun. But if you think about it, if you can't see, all you know is you look up, bro, and it still burns your cornea and you see a little circle. You're like, oh shit, that's God. I mean, we with sight looked up at the sun's like, that was God. That's God. Of course that's God. What else would that fucking be? And so, you know, but the people who are sighted, obviously there's ruins and shit. They can go and read books and like, oh shit, that's a star. But then that's why they say like sighted people are like witches, because like you can fucking see shit, like you destroy the world. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it's interesting. First season is dope. Second season was cool. It was alright. Third season is also alright. It kind of, I would give it like a B minus. Like it was a B minus. It wasn't a C, but it was definitely a B minus for sure. All right, y'all. This is we're gonna be talking a bunch of news and medley and shit, yada yada yada. But I want to get to the bottom of the proxy war in Sudan. The proxy war in Sudan. There is so many different characters, or not characters, but actors. There's different political actors that are involved in this conflict. This conflict between two militaries, essentially, that are vying for power for this country. That before was actually a revolution happened of the students of the people to take away a dictator that was there, that was set up by who? The fucking West, of course. And so they were obviously a lot more leftist a lot more leftist groups were in that revolution and shit. But then, and they were supposed to create a civilian government, you know what I'm saying? Like a civilian run government. But the military said, fuck that. And they wanted to be a military-style government, and now there was a split between them, between the RSF and then the Sudanese army, and now we have like a fucking genocide going on. But the problem is that this whole conflict is imagine it being a fire, and then people throwing fucking gasoline, kerosene, fucking all kinds of crazy napalm on that shit. That's what people are doing. That's what the other political actors are doing, like the UAE, United States, France, all them other niggas. But like that's what's going on, and it's a lot more. This is a lot more important than we know. This is just as important as what's going on in Ukraine. This is just as important as what's going on in Palestine. This is just as important. This is another front of which the global South is in a desperate struggle against their oppressors and the allies of those oppressors. So in which case here, and it's not just the United States either. China has played a huge part of getting it. We're about to read about it. Actually, you know what? Too easy. Look at this shit, yo. Check it. The ongoing fighting in Sudan between the SFA. Yeah, so Sudanese armed forces and rapid support forces right here. You know what I'm saying? Weapons available are mostly Soviet, Russian, and Chinese made. Again, like this, and I was talking about this with I think it was like one of my ex coworkers, but we're basically getting into an economy because essentially everyone is prepping up for war. Everyone is putting money into their military right now. Military contractors, they're making a fucking bank, bro. They're making a bank. And like that's why when we look at the binary system in the United States of like the Democrats and Republicans and shit, what they both agree on is giving money to the military. They both agree on that. They both agree on continuing conflicts overseas. They both agree on that. That's perfectly fucking clear. Because it's not just because the image of an empire that people don't need to understand, because we live in an empire. The United States is an empire, period. Empires of old, you know, would expand their borders to assimilate other, like old school, you know what I'm saying? Like there would be the United States, Canada, and Mexico empire. Like it would be like one big border. That's not really how at least that's what neoliberalist empires, that's not what they look like. They look like having full dominance over your economic and political and social freedoms. And on top of that, of course, invading countries don't align with us. It's because another thing is neoliberals are capitalists. So the biggest thing that the United States did, the first thing they really did, was they took their Navy that was still intact after World War II and basically made sure that all of the trading channels across the world were open specifically for us first, obviously, but globalization to open up, but it's not just for the United States, but the companies of the United States to be able to go and pillage, murder, and take resources from any country that they chose. Just not, you know, it's not the United States doing it. It's capitalists. And so, but here's the thing though, China is doing the same thing specifically here with weapons, because we do that too, of course. But now, because everyone's throwing money into their military, including China and Russia and us, of course, because we know a big fucking showdown is going to happen in the next like fucking 10 years, 5 to 10 years, maybe less, depending on what happens. But like now, everyone's trying to get rid of their old shit. Everyone's trying to get rid of their old shit. Everyone's trying to, like, China's giving away Chinese Type 88s. Look, like, what the fuck? This sounds like some shit out of, like, it's like, yeah, it's a Soviet era, like, this is a Soviet era weapon, bro. They're giving them they're just selling off all their shit, basically. All their inventory, all their old shit, selling it off. And they're selling it off to fucking Africa. And they're propping up and they're fueling the flames of conflict and destruction and genocide because they profit off of it. So there's no way we can call upon the UN, for example, to do anything, because the UN can't do anything without the direct approval from the UN Council or the Security Council, which is made up of the 9 motherfuckers who are destroying the world, basically. China's on that bitch. Russia's on that bitch. We're on that bitch. The only one who's not real is Israel on that bitch. I don't know if Israel is. Oh, 15 members. My bad. Not 9. 15 members. Oh. There's 5. I'm sorry. It's the 5 permanent members who I'm talking about. China, France, Russia, UK, us. We're the motherfucking problem. And so we can't do anything because China and Russia are fueling one side of Sudan. Then you have France, UK, and the United States fueling the other side of Sudan. I feel as if when we talk about the Cold War, what is the Cold War, bro? I feel like the Cold War was the Cold War was almost like it made its battleground lines with the collapse of the USSR, but like we're still in that. We're still fueling one side or the other side of conflicts at the at the demise of the civilian and indigenous population and the fucking environment. So we're just destroying these countries, dominating the people, stripping their resources, and the only thing that you can really do is fucking fight. And that's kind of one of the also issues with Haiti. Like, why is Haiti a failed state? Well, Haiti's a failed, quote unquote, a failed state is because it's been stripped of the bones of its home. So the foundation is shaky and it just collapsed. It collapsed. But that was intentional and by design by the enemies of Haiti. And so it's the same thing in this situation with Sudan. We're not allowing Sudan to be a nation, be its own people. And that's on top of course, having to be accountable for us in the global south for the bullshit that we allow in our society because, we benefit from it as well. And that's where the corruption and, the social instability and shit. Because at the end of the day, in Sudan, Sudanese people are killing Sudanese people with the weapons of our oppressors. So we got to do something about that as well. But yeah, so that's a Chinese Type 88. You know what? You want to see what the Chinese got now? I forgot what they're fucking called. Chinese modern. What's their modern? Whatever. It's the Type 99. Looks like Abrams. Yeah. Now, has these seen combat, though? I don't think these seen combat. That's going to be a real big problem for China. Now they're kind of getting over that right now because this is another thing that these big nations that are weighing down and oppressing the world, where they're benefiting from this violence. I'm just reiterating as to why we can't wait for them to stop the violence. It's never going to happen. They benefit from it. They make too much from our pain and suffering, bro. They make too much money, power, whatever, the influence, all that shit. They make so much from us killing each other. And if they can convince us to kill each other, they'll give us the weapons to do it. And so we have to be, as a people, we got to also we have to look internally within our own culture and our own biases and shit and break out of that, because together they can't do shit without us. I'm gonna get more into that tonight, but it's always our labor, our resource, our ideas. So it's not just. I was saying this to my girlfriend the other day. Like, I was like, scientists and shit that only make like $50,000 a year in a lab, bro, out in Massachusetts or some shit. They are working class, bro. But it's them. It's those educated, passionate, and inspiring folks who just love doing science for the love of doing fucking science, that actually create the wonderful and beautiful inventions and technology that can benefit humanity or society at whole instead of a select few assholes. So like that is also something that we have to make sure that we are proud of as the people. You know what I'm saying? As everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes from all sources, bro, from the quote unquote poorest community to the quote unquote most affluent community. People are people. You'll find beauty. So like we should probably not purposefully or intentionally fucking destroy ourselves, because that's basically what we're doing. But anyways, so let's go back to that. So yeah. I want to watch this actually. Let's jump into this real quick.
It's one of the biggest crises in the world.
Okay, so apparently this one was pretty good. I'm gonna check it out.
A sprawling civil war that has destroyed cities, killed a bare minimum of 13,000 and displaced more people than any other conflict on Earth. Yet browse the headlines on an average day and you won't find anything about the war in Sudan, even as ethnic cleansing sweeps Darfur, even as millions of people slip towards starvation. Large swaths of the media remain largely silent, happy to relegate the Sudan war to second-tier status below the conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza. We covered the reasons why back in November, ranging from the war's sheer complexity to the lack of any faction to root for. Nearly 5 months later, though, our central point remains. This is a crisis everyone should be paying attention to, not just for humanitarian reasons, but for its ability to suck in multiple world powers. Right now, the list of nations being dragged into Sudan's proxy war is spectacular. Iran, Russia, the United Arab Emirates, Ukraine, Ethiopia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. All these countries and more are vying for power on Sudan's battlefields. Who succeeds could determine the course of geopolitics for decades to come.
Damn. My man is serial. War graphics. Hey.
Beating the S&P on autopilot, you're going to want to check this out. We put money into this account.
Get out of there. I should probably get YouTube Plus
on
or
April
whatever.
15th, 2023. The 45 million inhabitants of this vast African nation have experienced hardship on a staggering scale. The UN estimates over 8 million people have been displaced by the fighting, far more than even in Syria or Ukraine. About 25 million people are in dire need of humanitarian assistance, while the International Rescue Committee estimates that 7 million could be on the brink of famine. Across the country, whole cities have been destroyed. The capital, Khartoum, and the largest city, Omdurman, have been reduced to hollow wrecks. In the west, wild looting and arson has devastated El Janina. Officially, the UN death toll stands at over 13,000, but almost everyone believes that that's an undercount. The fighting and subsequent anarchy in El Janina alone may have ended 10,000 lives, and the city may not even be the worst hit. In short, the war is an ongoing disaster. A disaster UN officials have described as, quoting, one of the worst humanitarian nightmares in recent history.
Which confirms one of my theories, bro. It's not even a fucking theory. It's acknowledging the lie that people say about capitalism. They always say that capitalism has brought people out of poverty and we live in the most, we live in the most peaceful times in human history. I don't believe that. I think that the span of history that's been taught to us, the propaganda that has been taught to us as Americans since the inception of this nation, bro, has been a huge projection, because it's talks about taming, and I'm talking about Western society basically, of taming the world and shit and industrializing the world. That savagery that they placed upon us was just a projection of who they really are, who they really were and are. Like the genocide that you have to go through to dominate the entire world, the amount of people you have to kill. It's not like everyone just rolled over, bro. Everyone fought. And millions of people fucking died. If they're talking about that, well, and then now we have conflicts, regional conflicts going all over the place, and the amount of death I think is understated. And we have changed the rules of which it means to be violent. Whenever the United States goes in and destroys and topples a government in Iraq, that's not violence. That's spreading democracy. That's violence. You murdered a shit ton of people and displaced a shit ton of people, and people are still suffering to this day. People are still suffering to this day from the actions of Barack Obama and the military and shit like that. For when it comes to toppling, damn, I keep losing his fucking name, in Libya. Gaddafi, thank you, Gaddafi. Like he was instrumental in toppling and making sure that it was a currency that Gaddafi was trying to do, basically to be able to back by gold, because we use our money is, what's it called? Damn, I'm losing. My bad, y'all. Fiat money. That's what it's called. Fiat money. So fiat money is basically means it's just backed by the trust that it's a valuable piece of currency. And because our fiat money, that's why they also call it the petrodollar, because they say that our money is really backed up by oil. I think that it's not backed up by oil, it's backed up by military force. I think there's nothing propping up the US dollar right now except its military force. Now, I will say this, it's the reserve dollar for so many countries. It basically makes it so that they can't, they have to pay back their debt in US dollars. And that would basically just, cripple their fucking economy. So it's a debt trap. It's the same thing which they project onto China, because they always say that China puts African countries into debt traps or Latin American countries into debt traps. But they're doing the same thing, except even worse. They're making it so that you can't even use your own currency. It's a simulation. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is basically what empires do. But they assimilate their currencies to make sure that your currency is fucking worthless. And then they make their currency the backup currency to your currency, because it's your reserve. So when shit hits the fan, if the world hits the fan, you have a reserve amount of US dollars, because you believe, which for the past probably 50, 60 years has been right, that the US economy will bounce back. And so that money will hold just in case. Now, that, again, is only backed up by our military force. Because, yes, we have our companies being able to exploit all the resources in these countries, but that's just because our military allows them to be there. Because the nations around the world, just like the one in Burkina Faso that kicked out France and all the other multinational European and Asian companies in there, unless they got explicit, got the invitation to be in the country. That's the thing that destroys nations. And so that's why Burkina Faso and others have been doing that, because you had to have self-sustainability. If you're not self-sustaining, bro, you will always be vulnerable. You'll always be vulnerable. And that also includes being able to defend yourself, but not as a conquering force, but a force to protect your people, your cultural integrity, your land, your economics, and your interests. And those of your neighbors, which would include the rest of the fucking world. So, that is where we should be heading towards. But instead, we got this bullshit.
And yet, for all its devastation, for all its destruction and lives curtailed, the conflict seems to be having roughly zero impact on the world stage. And we don't just mean in America or Europe. For all the collective West is more preoccupied with Ukraine and Gaza, things are hardly different even in Africa. According to The Economist, the African Union appears to be unmoved by the catastrophe and is retreating to a policy of non-interference in the affairs of its members. The quote ends. The UN Security Council is also looking away, as is the global media. While there's likely to be a flurry of articles to mark the fighting's one-year anniversary on the day the script was being written, April the 4th, there was no mention of Sudan on the homepages of the New York Times, The Guardian, the BBC, the Wall Street Journal, Fox News, or any of a dozen mainstream sites that we checked. It is almost as if a wizard cast a spell to render this one war invisible. At least, it's invisible in the public sphere. As we'll discuss in later chapters, though, plenty of governments are quietly getting involved in Sudan's conflict behind the scenes, backing different factions in the hopes of gaining some advantage over friends and foes alike. But before we get onto that, we should probably take a moment to give you a sense of where the conflict stands, a quick overview of the situation as of early April to help everyone understand just what's at stake. In its most basic form, the war is a power struggle between two armed factions that used to be in government together. On one side are the Sudanese Armed Forces, or SAF, under General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who relocated his government out of Khartoum when fighting erupted to Port Sudan on the Red Sea coast. On the other are the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, under General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, known universally as Hemedti. While al-Burhan and the SAF hold most of their territory in the east, the RSF's main base is to the west in Darfur. Khartoum and the surrounding cities in the center also nearly fell to RSF forces last year, but are currently contested.
I think,
Should I switch to my new CRM? Updating the
I think the Sudanese army is winning right now, I think.
Contested makes it sound like the capital is at the center of a gentlemanly dispute, like who controls it can be settled by fisticuffs at dawn. But the reality, of course, is a lot more horrifying. At the time of writing, Khartoum is contested in the sense that the two factions have nearly destroyed it. The presidential palace is a bombed-out ruin. Downtown has been gutted by fire. Government buildings have been destroyed and basic infrastructure and services have simply collapsed, forcing most of the population to flee. Neighboring Omdurman, meanwhile, was just regained by the SAF using similar tactics to how Russia conquered Mariupol in 2022. Bomb everything flat and then claim victory over the smoking rubble. And to be warned, this will be a theme going forward in this video. Both factions have caused widespread destruction, and both have committed war crimes. The Financial Times, for example, reports that the SAF had killed countless civilians by shelling.
Yeah, man, look at this. At least 6 people have been killed in a suspected drone attack by the paramilitary rapid support forces on a hospital in southern Sudan, the latest civilian facility targeted in the brutal civil war, officials and rights advocates have said. They're just attacking civilians. I don't even understand I don't understand the purpose. This feels so CIA coded. You know what I'm saying? I saw something on TikTok today, like, I remember when ISIS was looked at as like the most scariest motherfuckers on the planet, bro. Evil as hell, bro. They never attacked Israel. Not once. Not once. Even Al-Qaeda attacked Israel. Not once? That's sus, bro. Real sus. So like this feels the same.
Densely populated urban areas. Foreign policy, meanwhile, accuses the RSF of being a looting machine, which has ransacked and burned entire cities before murdering or enslaving the survivors. And then there's the harrowing tales of sexual abuse. To quote the FT again, women's campaigners say more than 1,000 women in Khartoum have been raped by fighters from both sides.
Jesus
Add
Christ,
to this
bro.
the reports of ethnic cleansing by the RSF against the African Masalit tribe in Darfur, and it's clear that Sudan today is a vision of hell, a place where monstrous men do monstrous things while few outsiders seem willing to pay attention. Yet it would be wrong to call the crimes committed in Sudan the result of mere anarchy, a free-for-all like the carnage affecting Haiti. Rather, they are the result of tensions and hatreds that stretch back decades. Like many large African states with illogical colonial-era borders, Sudan has seen its fair share of civil wars. From the moment it gained independence from the UK in 1956, Sudan almost immediately plunged into a conflict powered by the fissures between North and South, what the New Statesman calls the country's division between the majority Arab and Muslim North and the poorer Christian and Animist South. Lasting until the 1970s, the conflict was then followed by a second round that kicked off in 1983 and didn't end until 2000.
Another example of which Christians don't give a fuck about other Christians, especially when they're brown.
5. By then, 2 million people were dead, and Sudan itself had fallen under the iron boot of Islamist dictator Omar al-Bashir, who would reign until 2019. But it's the two Sudanese civil wars of the 20th and early 21st centuries that have had the most impact on today's conflict. The driving issue of those fights was mostly solved when South Sudan split off in 2011 to form a brand new country. No, The conflict with the deepest connection to today's civil war took place not in Sudan's south, but its west, specifically in the vast savanna region known as Darfur. Kicking off in 2003, the Darfur War was the great atrocity of its era. Technically beginning when local armed groups launched a rebellion against the center, it soon developed into an ethnic conflict marked by a genocidal campaign against black communities like the Fur, Masalit, and Zakhawa, a campaign carried out in large part by the Janjaweed. Arabic-speaking nomads, the Janjaweed militias are the direct ancestors of the Rapid Support Forces that are currently battling the SAF. Foreign Policy describes how ethnic Arabs first arrived in Darfur 300 years ago, where
Wait. So the ethnic Arabs who look black as fuck are launched in a genocidal attack against the black populations in Sudan. Are they part Arabic? They gotta be. They're black as fuck, bro.
today's civil war took place not in Sudan's south, but its west, specifically in the vast savanna region known as Darfur. Kicking off in 2003, the Darfur War was the great atrocity of its era. Technically beginning when local armed groups launched a rebellion against the center, it soon developed into an ethnic conflict marked by a genocidal campaign against black communities like the Fur, Masalit, and Zakhawa, a campaign carried out in large part by the Janjaweed. Arabic-speaking nomads, the Janjaweed militias are the direct ancestors of the Rapid Support Forces that are currently battling the SAF. Foreign Policy describes how ethnic Arabs first arrived in Darfur 300 years ago, where they quickly prospered, quoting, "They were the lords of the desert, rich from trade and camel herding, regarding the darker-skinned farming people."
They were the lords of the desert, rich from trade and camel herding, regarding the dark-skinned farming peoples of the savannas as their social inferiors, even their slaves? I'm trying to understand if these niggas ever seen themselves in a mirror. Because if they came to America, bro, they'd be black as they'd be black as for African American, nigga. They'd be black as fuck. A Negro. Colored. Like the fuck. Hold up. Let me see this. Is it Sudan Darfur conflict? I gotta maybe I'm missing something, bro. So, nicknamed the Land Cruisers, blah, blah, blah. The SLM, Sudan Liberation Movement, and the Justice and Equality Movement rebel groups began fighting against the government of Sudan, which they accused of oppressing Darfur's non-Arab populations. Okay, the government responds to the attacks by carrying out ethnic cleansing. Oh my God, what the fuck? Okay, so this is Bay. Come here. Is this not a black man? That's a black guy. He was trying to ethnically cleanse the non-Arab, whatever the fuck that means, the non-Arab black population.
Like the indigenous black
Yeah.
population?
No, they're indigenous as well. I guess Arabs aren't technically indigenous, no. But I'm assuming, like, what is Arab, y'all? What is Arab? What does that even fucking mean anymore? There's
my understanding, I think, to my understanding, my very small knowledge on it, I think Arabism is like the adopted culture of people conquered by like the Kingdom of Arabia.
Well, right. So
people that don't conform to that would then be non-Arabs.
See, I don't know, because Arab to me sounds like white or black, like it's a race, and which is not true. There's a ethnic Arab group, but also within Arabia, there's like a couple different types of like ethnic groups.
Right.
So like that's why race is all fucked up. Like Arab, like the Arab world. What the fuck is the Arab world? What does that even mean?
I've always understood it to mean the regions in which like the regions in which non-black Muslims rule, like Muslim controlled areas, but like non-black Muslims control them.
Yeah. I mean,
That's how I always understood.
Right,
Because
right.
I did know that there was like a history of like quote unquote Arabs like enslaving other people.
oh
in
yeah,
Africa
for sure,
and shit
for
like
sure,
that.
for sure. The Arab, it's like the trans-Saharan slave trade was basically just as big as the transatlantic. It just wasn't based upon chattel slavery, but like it's just weird because yes, like there was there was the conquering of the Arab invasion of like North Africa and things like that, and the influence of the different dynasties that controlled specifically North Africa. I get that, but those peoples up there, there was peoples up there that were there forever. You know what I'm saying? Like back even like during the Phoenicians and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like they're indigenous folk, and now they're Arabs all of a sudden. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like I think that's insult. That should be insulting to other Arab people, which I'm assuming it is, because it's another one of those things where they loop it into. I think that's based upon, because I think all race is white supremacy. It's an idea from white supremacy, races, and so I think that the Arab race is racist, just like you know what I'm saying. Like that doesn't make any sense, and like to me, it's a little weird. How many? Let's check it out. How many ethnic groups are in Saudi Arabia? Okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, Saudi Arabia is Arab, so that's where they're from. 90% of them are Arabic, and then 10% are Afro-Asian, which is interesting. How many ethnic groups are in Jordan? So the majority of Jordanians, because it's close to it, are Arab, but there are Caesarians, Armenians, Chechens, Assyrians, Kurds, and Palestinians. What about Lebanon? Fuck, Lebanon. That's just interesting. Arab is not a race. It's not a single race. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why are we diversity? Arab world becomes large. Arab is an identity. Thank you. So what the First of all, appearance is only one part of the genetics. However, genetics itself is a negotiable part of Arabness, from what I can tell. Like all ethnicities, Arabness is a social right there. Yeah, I feel. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a social. No, it is. And it's not like, how many different tribes were in Saudi Arabia? Okay, we're getting off topic because I'm trying to figure this shit out, bro. But like, anyways, it just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense that this clearly African man, that you shouldn't murder or ethnically cleanse anybody, obviously. But I find it a little funny. It's not funny, but I find it a little ironic that this African man is calling other Africans, I'm going to kill you because you're African, while being African. That doesn't make sense. And I lost the video. I think I need to move on anyways. Yeah, it's about an hour. Yeah, so that, I want to get back into that a little bit more, man. But I want to move on because I really want to talk about tonight, yo. I want to talk about Elon Musk. I want to talk about all of the bullshit that this South African Afrikaans refugee has and is doing to the United States and the environment, which is so crazy because I remember a day when Elon Musk and Tesla and when this is like when SpaceX was just getting up and shit, that they were talking about how like they're going to change everything EV. It's going to be green energy. They were using all kinds of green energy phrases and dogma and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they were co-opting a very leftist, which confused a lot of people because Elon Musk was like at one time, he was never an ally, but like the people on the left respected him because he was like, fuck, he was like, fuck the oil industry. Like we can go all EVs. This is also before people really understood. People did not understand where these rare earth metals or the batteries, just the metals inside of their car was coming from. Because we never really thought about it before. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even in normal fucking cars, they still use that shit. But now this huge fucking slab of battery that's at the bottom of a Tesla that's using a ton of rare earth metals. So we didn't really think about it. But it's crazy how, just like this man on the screen right here, he flip-flopped. Well, he didn't really flip-flop. He was always a conservative Nazi asshole, but he was using the left, and that's why we have to be cognizant of people's fucking actions and not what they fucking say. Just like that's my biggest beef with Democrats is because you got to look at the people's actions and not what they motherfucking say, because what they're saying is great. They can tell you the world, but their actions are aligning with fascism. So we got to make sure that people on the true left, the people who actually give a fuck, that we have to be very aware of the actions of people and not, and you know what? And we fucking do. I'll be honest with you. We do. Because we call out that shit all the time. We have to be better at actually organizing the folks around us, people who are just like casual political people, which I know we're trying. But like at the end of the day, we just had to make sure that it's wolf in sheep's clothing. It's real simple type shit. So like, yeah. But let me grab something real quick, y'all. Yup, this is how I organize my shit. This is how my brain works. Look at it. Oh, no. Copy.
The instant relief for snorers in 2025.
Ooh, what the fuck was he doing?
Nose things for snoring. This is
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow up our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
we here because we mean business.
People here want answers.
It's the job of the health department to protect our lungs and not once have to went to XAI to see that they have 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
We went to Memphis and found an environmental crime scene. Musk's data center burning enough methane to power a small city with no
God
permits
damn.
and no pollution controls.
I have not seen anything like this. We believe they've already violated the Clean Air Act.
As Musk helps dismantle the very federal agency that's supposed to protect us against pollution like this.
Bro, this man is a super
To
villain.
miss how this is a coordinated strategy.
What does Memphis reveal about the future Elon Musk wants for us all?
So the mission of XAI and Grok is to understand the universe.
In 2023, Musk founded
fucking dork.
XAI to produce and sell artificial intelligence.
We want to understand the nature of the universe so we can figure out where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end.
Its main product is Grok, an AI
All the wrong
chatbot
answers.
that he's incorporated into Twitter, or X.
All the wrong
Musk
questions.
was entering the race to dominate the AI market, but he was arriving late, years after competitors like OpenAI and Google had begun training their AI systems. So in Musk's mind, he had to move fast.
We went to the data center providers and said how long would it take to have 100,000 GPUs operating coherently in a single location, and we got time frames from 18 to 24 months. So we're like, well, 18 to 24 months, that means losing as a certainty. So the only option was to do it ourselves.
Been waiting for this moment. I am pleased to announce that XAI's Gigafactory of Compute, the world's largest supercomputer, is to be located in Memphis, Tennessee.
Who's this motherfucker right here? Nah. Back it up. Memphis Chamber of Commerce. Who's this motherfucker? Oh, I wonder if he was on the board. He's probably on the board, that motherfucker. Oh. Where's the board? Maybe that wasn't the chamber. Was that the? That was at the Chamber of Commerce. I wonder who's the Memphis City Council. Wait, what do you look like? Oh, whoa, buddy. Mr. Warren. Dr. Warren. Who is he?
The world's largest.
Well, maybe this is old. But damn, y'all, what the fuck?
Supercomputer is to be located in Memphis, Tennessee.
Musk dubbed the project Colossus, after a movie about a supercomputer that becomes sentient and assumes total control of the world.
And so, my fellow human beings, we all directly and indirectly live in the shade, but not the shadow of Colossus.
When you think about the computational power that it will take to put humans on the surface of Mars, that's going to come from the Gigafactory of Compute that calls Memphis home. We were told that by the company. And so it required speed and power.
It's announced as a done deal.
Keyshawn Pearson grew up in South Memphis.
A billionaire and his organization is coming to our city, and we're just finding out after the land has been purchased, after the project has been approved by certain officials, right, who did know.
This is huge. This puts the word out there that Memphis understands operating at the speed of business.
As a community, we're trying to reach out to people and
See.
understand what is XAI. He built it without us even knowing that it was being built.
We had to watch this over X or Twitter. Brent Mayo, Elon Musk would tweet often about where they were in the progress, how fast things were moving.
To train an AI system, a data center requires an enormous amount of electricity. The question was, where would the power come from?
Most companies, when they come to the city of Memphis, they plug into our power grid. That's what you think would happen. Why would this be any different? Unfortunately, we learned because it is a billionaire's corporation, it would be a lot different.
XAI made a deal with the local electric company for 150 megawatts of power and agreed to build a new substation to help meet that demand. But Musk's ambitious plans suggested he would need much more power than that, and fast. Soon, people started to notice some unusual structures outside the facility.
I drove out there, and the first thing I did was hear the turbines. You can smell it as well. Such a disturbingly unique smell.
From the road, Keyshawn and others could see a row of machines that are typically only used for remote or emergency operations. Mobile gas turbines.
I have never seen portable turbines used like this.
Patrick Anderson works on air quality cases for the Southern Environmental Law Center.
We know that these kinds of generators require air permits. And so right off the bat, we started filing records requests with the local Shelby County Health Department. Do you have an air permit application from XAI? And they came back and basically said, no, we have nothing to hand over. We also filed records requests with EPA to see what they had. They also did not have details on what is on the ground out there. Nobody from the regulatory side, the health department, the city, EPA, has told the public or us really one iota of what's actually operating out there.
To figure that out, Patrick and his team hired a photographer to capture the data center from above. The images revealed far more turbines than anyone knew about.
God damn.
35.
I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely stunned. How do we not know about this?
According to XAI leadership, the turbines are not being used and are not connected.
Under pressure, XAI claimed it was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on. The other ones are stored on the site.
Well, first
Oh,
off,
and
these
you
are
just
expensive.
believe that
There's
face value, bro? That's
You
ridiculous.
don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
Right, duh.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
Yup. Too easy.
What
Fucking
we saw is
idiots.
33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
The turbines were capable of generating about 420 megawatts of electricity, enough to power around 300,000 homes.
Mm-hmm. That's
They've built
crazy.
a power plant out there. And they've done it overnight, no air pollution controls, quick and dirty, no permit.
I mean, what you've done with the cluster in Memphis is incredible. Just in a handful of weeks.
Any given thing can be sped up.
Yeah.
Like whatever speed is being done, it can be done faster.
This is the largest AI cluster in the world. This place is absolutely amazing.
That is like superhuman. And Elon is singular. Building a massive factory in the short time that was done, there's only one person in the world who could do that.
And this entire supercomputer is built to power rocks.
God, the propaganda is just disgusting.
We were given a tour at XAI, looking at the facility. Very impressive, very exciting for Memphis. Their commitment to the community is remarkable.
It's unique in my experience.
What do you mean?
Joseph Goffman has worked on air pollution issues for decades. Until January, he ran the EPA office that regulates air quality.
Most companies that I've dealt with go to great lengths and spend a lot of money to make sure that the day they turn on their operations, they're also turning on their pollution control equipment. That's a given. For a company to do this, it's treating the people who live there as if they don't count.
I like to open my windows early in the morning to breathe the fresh air, God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
Easter Knox lives just over a mile from XAI.
I really wasn't getting the fresh air. I was getting that pollution that was mixed in with everything.
You know how you light your stove and that gas seeps with the little ticking noise? That's what it smelled like.
Alexis Humphreys grew up here, 1 street away from Easter.
When I smelled it the first time, I was asleep. And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but come to find out, we come outside.
That's so
all the neighbors
fucking
was
bad,
outside
bro.
trying to
So
figure out
dangerous.
what's going on.
He was an ordinary dad, full of joy, full of jokes.
Last year, Alexis lost her grandfather, who struggled with a respiratory illness called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD.
COPD is a breathing condition, but you don't get it unless you smoke cigarettes. And my granddad didn't smoke cigarettes, but every 3 weeks or so, my granddad was going to the hospital. He would have to get breathing treatments. I have
That's so
asthma,
fucked up.
bronchitis. My mom have just bronchitis, and now my granny has it.
You can't hardly breathe. It's just like your whole world is.
Yeah, man. That's why, bro. That's why health is so important. Health is so important. Our environment is so important. Our environment is the reason why we have high asthma or bronchitis. Weak immune systems, obesity. Our environment creates that, and which makes it even harder to be able to be a self-sufficient person, to be an independent, to be an individual. It makes it even harder. You're again. We're preaching to the choir. People already know this, man. Like our environments, like people don't understand that where you live is basically like 70 to 80% of what's going to happen to you in your life is where you're from. That's like a huge indicator on how a person is going to be, how much money they're going to make in the future, where they're from. So it's crazy, bro.
It's collapsing down on you, and it's frightening.
Easter and her husband have also developed COPD. What does it feel like?
Feel like you're fixing to die.
The area around XAI leads the state in emergency department visits for asthma. Memphis has one of the highest rates of toxic air releases of any American city, and many of its most polluting facilities are in this neighborhood.
Elon, what he did with Memphis is objectively somewhat dirty, but he's also doing it in an area where there's like a bigger natural gas plant right next door, and like a wastewater treatment and a garbage dump nearby, right? And he's
let's just add another one. Just add another one then. Fuck it, just add another one. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. That's the same argument that they basically had about this batch plant right next to a fucking soccer facility for children. That's the same argument. Well, there's just all other industry. It's already there. Put another one. Fuck you. No, we're not. Y'all are already up one, bro. Like you don't have to. You're adding on to suffocation. You're speeding up the process of death. We're trying to take it back. Like what the fuck, bro?
He made the world a lot more clean than that one data center.
In just 1 year, XAI has blown past existing polluters.
They're emitting somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 tons of NOx. I'm an air pollution guy, so I deal in those numbers all the time, and that's larger than anything else in Memphis.
Gas turbines like these release 3 main types of deadly pollution: nitrogen oxides, formaldehyde, and fine particulate matter. Nitrogen oxides combine with other pollutants to form ground-level ozone, which causes and worsens asthma and COPD. Formaldehyde causes cancer, and particulate matter, airborne soot, can pass through your lungs and into your bloodstream, causing heart disease.
We've shown up today because we've been to too many funerals. We've shown up today because we've cried too many tears. We've shown up here today because we're tired. And we have an expectation of the people that we elect and put into place. We expect them to do what is in our best interest. Not of Elon Musk. And what we're saying is that stops now.
In April, hundreds of people came to a high school in South Memphis to talk about XAI.
Yeah, I love that energy.
In January, the company belatedly applied for a permit to operate 15 of its turbines for 5 years.
Yeah, let him know. Fuck this guy.
That's the first time that XAI has publicly addressed the community in any way.
I understand. People do not want to hear the statement, but again, XAI is committed to meeting the highest standard for emissions. XAI is going above
Nah, you gotta ask questions first. Yeah, first before you go through your presentation, the first thing you have to do is answer the audience's questions.
Reading his script. It's extremely disrespectful.
It's time to
That's
start
pussy as fuck.
telling the truth is that XAI, who just ran up out of here, they have no controls that prevent air pollution or decrease air pollution in their factories. None. That's the truth. Power to the people.
To date, local and state authorities have taken no action against XAI.
Of course.
Running turbines without permits or pollution controls is also a violation of the Clean Air Act, which it's the EPA's job to enforce. But to date, the EPA has done nothing, and Elon Musk is doing what he can to keep it that way. Musk has helped the Trump administration place strict limits on the EPA's budget as part of President Trump's broader project to radically reshape the agency. Trump's EPA has begun what it calls the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history.
To fulfill President Trump's promise to unleash American energy and give power back to the states.
It eliminated the EPA's office that assists heavily polluted communities like South Memphis and canceled billions of dollars of funding for addressing pollution.
So you've slashed already $22 billion in grants, but you used Doge, if I'm not mistaken, to take down your head count?
It's been great. The people working on the Doge mission are EPA employees. What they provide to me are recommendations. I have found that working with Elon and Doge has been fantastic, a big help to our efforts.
In March, the EPA
look at that
announced plans to
shit-eating
roll back
grain,
over
bro.
30
Fuck
air
that
and water
demon.
quality standards, including protections against fine particulate matter. The new head of the agency describes promoting the AI industry as a core part of the EPA's mission.
It's about unleashing energy dominance, making America the AI capital of the world. And the EPA can't be restrictive of that. We can't be suffocating it.
Making America the world's AI capital means prioritizing a massive expansion of data centers, and hundreds of them are now under construction.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Levi.
With Trump's EPA backing that effort, there may be little recourse for the communities downwind.
XAI comes from a culture of Silicon Valley. That culture is go fast and break stuff. Break things.
A week after this hearing, XAI announced it would reduce the number of turbines it's running at Colossus over the next 2 months, but it's also dramatically expanding.
I'm happy to announce that XAI is increasing their footprint.
It's building a second larger data center,
Oh yeah, we've already started work on the next cluster. Yeah, about 5 times the power.
where its construction permit application indicates it's considering using between 40 and 90 gas turbines, and enough electricity to power 40% of Memphis.
So we're not like stopping here.
In February, during an XAI product launch, Elon Musk gave the closest thing to a public explanation for what he's done in Memphis.
Well, we needed a building, so we found an Electrolux factory in Memphis. That's why it's in Memphis, home of Elvis. And also, I think it was the capital of ancient Egypt. Then we needed power, at least 120 megawatts at first, but the building only had 15 megawatts. So we initially leased a whole bunch of generators. So we have generators on one side of the building, trailer after trailer of generators, until we can get the utility power to come in. You know, it's like interesting. It's not like, oh, we just magically made it happen. You have to break down the problem, just like Grok does for reasoning.
XAI did not respond to questions for this report.
What's happening in Memphis, that is Elon's vision.
Mr. President, all systems are activated. Congratulations, Dr. Foreman. It's a marvelous achievement. Thank you.
A technocracy, to be able to do whatever he wants, whatever he chooses, to experiment, to kill, to destroy the environment at the behest of his machines. What that will amount to is a plantation economy for the rest of the world.
Yes.
A desolate wasteland of data centers is to follow.
Yes. Damn.
Thanks so much for watching our video.
Damn. I'm gonna have to run that back because that's crazy. I need to go to the bathroom. We'll be right back.
Yo, Neil. I don't think they ready, man. Yeah. The revolution will be televised. O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live, so real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean, talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal. I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, there's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that. The revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's O'Neal. It's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's O'Neal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be televised. Real with O'Neal. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average politician. Catch me Sunday through Thursday, YouTube, Facebook, and I be twitching. You be twitching. Well, you know what I mean. Talking about the game, man. And if you stick around, you see that the revolution will be televised. It's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's oatmeal, it's so real, it's revolution will be. Yo, O'Neal, I don't think they ready, man. The revolution will be televised. And O'Neal reporting live. So real, it's no disguise. Think outside the margin line. Pardon, I a little different from your average.
And welcome back. And so we're going to be talking about now the occupation of Hawaii. And we're going to be hitting it straight to the streets. To be honest with you, I was doing a little research, but like this one kind of caught my eye just because it's raw. It's one of those like not reaction videos, but like the dude goes around asking the locals like, what you feel about this, and they're like, man, fuck them. It's like that for 30 minutes. So let's check it out.
Hawaiian. If you're coming, then leave. Go back to the mainland.
Wait, run it back.
You're not gonna become a Hawaiian. If you're coming, then leave.
Go back to the mainland. We're afraid of you guys here. Bro, what do we even do? You're not from Maui.
What we do, white people. Okay?
White people?
Like really, really expensive.
My baby sister had to move. Her and her family moved to Las Vegas to survive. Everybody getting priced out of paradise.
Every year, 15,000 plus Native Hawaiians leave Hawaii to the mainland, which now has more Hawaiians than Hawaii itself. With the median house costing $1.1 million plus, the local Hawaiians are being priced out of paradise as millionaires buy second vacation homes, Airbnb entrepreneurs rent out their apartments to tourists, billionaires buy entire islands, and mainlanders move to Hawaii. The locals are unable to afford the rapid increase in the cost of living, turning places like Waikiki, the symbol of Honolulu's bustling tourism, into a dumping ground for homeless Hawaiians. But with nearly 24% of Hawaii's economy reliant on tourism, are tourists even welcome in Hawaii anymore?
Don't come and don't buy land. Simple as that.
Hawaii is the #1 most expensive state in America, while ranking #4 in homelessness. How much longer will Hawaii have Hawaiians?
Has it gotten really expensive to live out here recently, or has it always been that way?
It's gotten really expensive.
Yeah? If you were to try to, I don't know, get a place right now, how much do you think that would cost for like a studio apartment? Oh my gosh.
Like really, really expensive.
Why you come and take off with me? What?
Oh, I want to
$1,300 for a fucking studio is crazy.
Nothing from you, man. I don't need nothing from you.
Oh yeah, all right.
What we do, white people, okay?
White people? What did I do?
Okay, fuck off. He's telling you to fuck off. Get the camera out of his face. I didn't like that.
Ohio.
Okay.
Been here for 20 years.
Do you consider yourself
I didn't like that. Yeah, so we should just accept it? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy's like, this isn't anything new. The rich people buy land in every beautiful part of the world, and locals in those places live in worse and worse conditions until finally they decide to leave their beautiful homes to pursue a chance for a better life. Happens in places like Thailand. Da, 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 da. Yeah, we know that. That clearly, that's the fucking problem. We should probably do something about that. That's not a good thing. Yeah. want to see more of a recent video. Of like, if anyone's ever covered gentrification in, like, I saw this guy. That's the problem. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, let's start with this.
When you bring a Ruggable rug into your space, you're bringing in more than just a rug. With Ruggable,
Residents of Lahaina are worried they'll be left behind as their town gets rebuilt.
We're still grieving. We need that time to find closure before we look at where do we go from here.
Responding to those concerns, Governor Josh Green promised the community will not be lost.
Let me be clear. Lahaina belongs to its people, and we are committed to rebuilding and restoring it the way they want it.
Hawaii's First Lady fought back tears as she remembered the historic town.
For generations, Lahaina's beauty, culture, and rich history drew artists, musicians, and visitors from around the world. Tragically, it took less than a single day for us to lose Lahaina.
That's tragic.
But today the focus is not on the rebuild process, but instead on helping the people who lost everything.
Weary and tired.
State Representative Ellie Cochran represents West Maui. She says the government's response has been poor, but local residents have been stepping up despite the circumstances.
Been delivering all this stuff here as the hub for this community that's still intact. So gotta be grateful for our lives. You know, I'm grateful that homes are still here, but when I look that way, it's just really sad.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. Officials are looking into if power lines may have started it. Jordan Segundo, CBS News.
Yeah, man. Let's see.
For people wondering why Native Hawaiians are begging people to stop moving to Hawaii, in the house I'm in right now, my grandmother bought this back in 1955 or so for $25,000. It is now 2021, which is 70 or so, 65 years later than that, and I just looked up my house on Zillow. This is what it's...
Shut the fuck up, bro. Run that back.
My mother bought this back in 1955 or so.
1955.
For $25,000. It is now 2021, which is 70 or so, 65 years later than that, and I just looked up my house on Zillow. This is what it's currently at. From $25,000 in 1955 to over $1.8 million in 2021. The median income of somebody in 1955 was about $22,000. For proof, here's about 1955. That's the 22,000 line. The median income of somebody right now in Hawaii is $35,000. Right again, right here. Median income 2019, $35,000. If the median income has only increased about $10,000 in the past 65 years, but houses have gone up from 25 grand to 1.8 million, give or take, there is no feasible way for natives to continue to sustain themselves and live here in our homelands in Hawaii. This is why we are so upset about Mark Zuckerberg purchasing 600 acres of land in Kauai.
We have to be far more direct with our disagreement with the system. More direct than we have been thus far. This is happening. This story has been happening in every single Black, brown, and indigenous community and poor community within the United States, across the nation. This is the exact same story. Now, this story is unique, but at the same time, the same perpetrators of displacement are operating in South Dallas like they are in Hawaii, or they are in Chicago, or in Memphis, in Louisiana, in California, and things of that. It's the same people. And I feel like a broken record saying this all the time, man. But we are fighting the same fight. And we have to choose. We have to really make a decision, bro, as the oppressed. We have to make a decision if we are going to wait this out and hope that something changes from outside of our control to save us, or do it ourselves and truly sacrifice the comforts of this empire. And that's really what we're kind of getting down. That's the whole point of these boycotts. It's sacrificing these amenities, these comforts, to save not only the lives of others, but your own. Because you're not in the fucking club. I promise you, you're not. If anyone is watching this, you're not in the club. And it's okay. We don't want to be in that club. Look at Diddy. There's a lot of baby oil in that club. I don't want nothing to do with it. And so we got to make a decision, man. We have to be far more strategic, thoughtful, and direct with our opposition to our oppressors. Let me see. I want to talk more about the gentrification in Hawaii. Why is there not a lot of information on this? Like specifically. Like, I want to do this one. This one's 7 years ago. I kind of want to get one that's a little bit more recent. And I like that. I ventured to the slums and ghettos of Hawaii. Fuck you. Get the fuck off the island. I don't even want to. I don't even want to click on that. I don't even want to know what happened right there. This is 8 years ago. That looks tight though. Damn it. I might just have to pick one of those cooler ones though. This one. Man.
I have to finish this paper. I'm swamped. No one told me college would be so...
It was January 16th, 1895. Two men arrived at Liliuokalani's door, arrested her, and led her to the room where she would be imprisoned. A group had recently seized power and now confiscated her diaries, ransacked her house, claimed her lands, and hid her away. Liliuokalani was Hawaii's queen, and she ruled through one of the most turbulent periods of its history. 75 years earlier, American missionaries first arrived in Hawaii. They quickly amassed power, building businesses and claiming arable land that they transformed into plantations. They worked closely with the Ali'i, or sacred Hawaiian nobility, closely linked to the gods.
My bad, yo. I'm gonna have to run it back. I was paying attention.
It was January 16th, 1895. Two men arrived at Liliuokalani's door, arrested her, and led her to the room where she would be imprisoned. A group had recently seized power and now confiscated her diaries, ransacked her house, claimed her lands, and hid her away. Liliuokalani was Hawaii's queen, and she ruled through one of the most turbulent periods of its history. 75 years earlier, American missionaries first arrived in Hawaii. They quickly amassed power, building businesses and claiming arable land that they transformed into plantations. They worked closely with the Ali'i, or sacred Hawaiian nobility, closely linked to the gods. The Ali'i appointed missionaries to government roles, where they helped establish Hawaii as a sovereign kingdom with a constitutional monarchy. But once certain business opportunities emerged, namely the prospect of exporting sugar to the U.S. tariff-free, some of
I was just watching something about Puerto Rico when it came to sugar
a
plantations.
political group known as the Missionary Party and began plotting to annex Hawaii, bringing it under U.S. control. Liliuokalani and her siblings were born into an Ali'i family. In 1874, her brother, Kalakaua, ascended the throne, but 13 years into his reign, the emerging threat crystallized. The missionary party called a meeting where an all-white militia surrounded and forced the king to sign new legislation. Later called the Bayonet Constitution, it stripped Native
Crazy.
Hawaiians of their rights, diminished the monarchy's power, and ceded control to this group of white businessmen. 4 years later, King Kalakaua died, heartbroken, Liliuokalani said, by the base ingratitude of the very persons whose fortunes he had made. Prepared to fight, she assumed the throne. Despite death threats and rumors of insurgency, Queen Liliuokalani was determined to restore power to her people, an estimated 2/3 of whom had lost their voting rights. Flooded with requests for change, she authored a new constitution. But before she introduced it, the so-called Committee of Safety, a new organization that consisted of many missionary
so
party
evil.
members, hatched another plot. Under the false pretense that this new constitution endangered American property and lives, they staged a coup on January 17, 1893. More than 160 U.S. Marines marched to the palace, where the Committee of Safety removed Queen Liliuokalani from office. Thousands of Hawaiian people protested, some wearing hatbands reading Aloha Aina, or Love of the Nation. The alleged provisional government declared Hawaii a republic the following year. They proclaimed that Hawaiians couldn't vote or be government employees without signing a new Oath of Allegiance. Many refused. The following year, some of Liliuokalani's supporters attempted a counter-revolution. The Republic responded brutally, jailing hundreds and sentencing 6 people to death. In exchange for their release, the Republic made Liliuokalani sign a document that claimed to relinquish her throne, and they imprisoned her in the palace. Under constant guard, she composed songs expressing her love for her people and began making a patchwork quilt that told the story of her life. While she was only allowed news that had been reviewed by her jailers, her supporters often brought her bouquets from the garden she dedicated to them, wrapped in newspaper.
Hell yeah.
After 8 months, Liliuokalani was placed under house arrest. As soon as it was lifted, she traveled to Washington, D.C. with Hawaiian nationalists and over 20,000 signatures. There, they successfully convinced Congress to halt the Republic's annexation treaty. But the following year, the Spanish-American War began. Seeing Hawaii as a strategic military base, President William McKinley declared it a U.S. territory on July 7th,
He was never
1898,
not going to do that.
breaking international law and devastating Queen Liliuokalani and her people. She spent the rest of her life petitioning for the restoration of her lands, Native Hawaiian rights, and national liberation. When she died in 1917, these dreams were unrealized. A member of the group that forced Queen Liliuokalani out of office once declared, "If we are ever to have peace and annexation, the first thing to do is obliterate the past." They failed
Crazy.
at this goal. Queen Liliuokalani left a resilient legacy. Her commitment to her land and people never wavered, and many Hawaiians continue to fight in her memory. Speaking of Hawaii's children, Queen Liliuokalani said, "It is for them that I would give the last drop of my blood." Long before Queen Liliuokalani's reign, another queen ruled during turbulent times. Cleopatra is
Check this out.
Fast teams need a fast CRM, and that's Monday CRM. It all started with the quick.
This is the Hawaii most visitors never see. An hour from the luxury hotels and shops in the farthest corner away from Honolulu. It's the Hawaiian's Hawaii, working class and proudly native, where locals will tell you Hawaii is occupied by the U.S., that it has been for 124 years,
Yep.
and that it'll one day be free. We came here to see the native sovereignty movement in action.
We
We are driving through Waimanalo, which is a stronghold of the sovereignty movement here in Hawaii. And we're headed to a village in the hills that was established by a sovereignty group called the Nation of Hawaii. The village is called Refuge of Waimanalo, with a population of roughly 80. The state handed the group 45 acres of land in the 90s after it occupied a popular beach for over a year. Bumpy Kanahele is the group's leader and head of the village. Do you have your own passport here in the Nation of Hawaii?
We have things ready to print out for the passports.
Can I apply for one? They are banning Muslims in the U.S.
We're taking in citizenship applications now, so any of you disgruntled Americans come on by, come to Hawaii, come visit us in Oahu, and we'll be more than happy to accommodate you. You gotta learn about us, though, our history.
And for Native Hawaiians, it's a painful history. In 1893, armed U.S. naval forces helped American sugar plantation owners overthrow Hawaii's queen. The provisional government that was set up after ceded Hawaii's sovereignty to the U.S. Then it embarked on a campaign to squash Native culture. What's one word you would use to describe what happened here in 1893?
Genocide. That was their intent, to make life hard for us in such a way it would cause our own destruction. And that's what happened. It's still happening. It's more passive. It's like genocide in paradise.
It's made official at the White House. President Eisenhower congratulates the new congressional representatives of Hawaii, adding the 50th and southernmost state.
Hawaii officially became America's 50th state in 1959. In 1993, the U.S. formally apologized for its involvement in the illegal overthrow of the sovereign Hawaiian kingdom.
An apology? Suck my dick, Bill Clinton. What the That's crazy, man. That's like the land acknowledgement that Dallas did. Like, we acknowledge that the Comanche and others are from here. Are we going to do something about that? Or are we just going to talk out of our ass? Oh, we're going to talk out of our ass? Bet. Okay. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about it. If we're not going to do something about it, we should be doing something about it. Ridiculous.
100 years after the fact. That's where the story of how Bumpy wrangled these lush foothills begins. In that apology resolution, the U.S. admitted that Native Hawaiians had never relinquished their sovereignty. Armed with that fact, Bumpy and 300 others occupied Makapu'u Beach. They set up tents and blocked the area for 15 months. Hawaii's governor asked Bumpy to end the occupation in exchange for a 55-year lease on this land. Part of the agreement was that if and when a sovereign Hawaiian nation is established, this land would become part of it.
I think it's time, yo.
Along with the renewed fight for independence came a cultural shift throughout Hawaii. Native Hawaiians began reclaiming traditions that were once actively suppressed. That meant teaching youth language and dance, getting traditional tattoos using ancient techniques, and fostering traditional farming and food making. But in reality, not much has changed. Everyone we talked to during our week there repeatedly stressed that Hawaii continues to be occupied illegally.
Military complex gave us our complex. PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome. 124 years have gone, but we are still here, standing strong.
At a gathering of musicians and activists in Honolulu, the inherited pain was palpable.
Y'all come from very deep hurt. A crime has been committed, still being committed.
That is part of our struggle to maintain rights, but more importantly, what are those rights rooted in? And those rights are rooted in a country that had its sovereignty and recognition stolen by the United States.
Oh, damn, that dude has some crazy tattoos. Y'all see that?
Bumpy sees his village as a model for self-determination, but for now, it's still partially on the grid. The village runs off 200 amp boxes with houses sharing power.
Nobody can like have a hot stove going, you know, like one of those hot plates, or like a blow dryer. They gotta watch all of that. It's like everybody's in the same house.
Because you guys are off the grid.
Yeah.
So what does it mean for running water?
We're currently working on getting water from the mountains.
Brandon is Bumpy's nephew and one of the village leaders.
We're not politicians, we're not lawyers, we're not like you know, these highly schooled individuals. We're just Hawaiians exercising our rights over here.
20-year-old Pilipo was born and raised here.
Oh yeah, going to school, I'd have to leave here. Had to go to school, had to get an education because that's the required law. But I could have been homeschooled, but I'd rather go out, make friends.
When people ask you, where do you live, what do you say?
People ask me where I live, I tell them I live in Pu'unua, Waimanalo, or we just call it Sovereignty.
You call this place Sovereignty?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
For
that's tight.
some Native Hawaiians on the outside, sovereignty movements like Bumpy's are beyond symbolic. They have a real impact.
Overall, you need those type of people. If we don't shake up things, Hawaiian language would have never been approved to be taught as a foreign language. We wouldn't have Native Hawaiian agencies to provide us with better health and wellness and nutrition, education. So we fought for a lot to receive a lot.
What's your message to Americans in the United States who might not know much about Hawaii's history or what you're doing here?
I don't know if I want to talk to the people of America. They're like battling with each other right now, right? And so all I can say is we've been there. You know, we've been there, America. And we still have a lot to settle with the United States. It's not done.
Hey guys, it's
Wow.
Dana. Be sure to check out the last video in this series where I take.
That's crazy. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm at 2 hours, man. Another hour would be kind of tough. I really what I wanted to do is go over the batch plans, but I don't want to do that until if not, that's fine. But if I want to be able to sit down with the Dallas Environmental Commission. I think she's the director. Because she was at the forefront of that battle. But y'all, I'm going to call it. I'll catch y'all on the Flippity Flops. I'll see y'all on Tuesday, man. Later.
For us to go and clean up the community, make sure you come over here, get a vest. If you're coming to clean, get a vest, get a trash bag, and get some gloves.
Look at the team just coming in strong like always.